Yeah, if you go on the exit out of there. We'll try this one from the beginning. Okay. Did everybody get a handout today? Are we doing handouts, Dale?
Oh, wait a minute. We didn't introduce Kathy. We said introduce Kathy.
Oh, hi, Kathy.
So Kathy Lowing is on, and I think Chris Molina is going to be joining us. And what she's saying is that it's really news to her that she's setting her goals for 2013.
Oh, very good. Okay. Okay, so did we...
Well, let's have Karen introduce herself, too. Did you just walk there? Are you saying? Or just
I can stay here a little bit, but I just need to make sure that everybody is all good.
Okay.
So, and I apologize for last week that it all ended up working out okay.
So, what we did is just say your name and company name, and then what does December mean for your business?
So, Karen Fisher with Nova Home Loans, and December means for my business, year end, month end, and it all is a big crescendo at the end.
It means be very, very busy.
Yeah, over the top. People, timing is interesting. They're either waiting for Christmas, after Christmas, or they want it done before Christmas. There's no in between.
Your hair looks very cute today, Karen.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
It always does. Okay.
All right, Pinterest. This is my favorite platform, not only because it's fun, but because it's such a targeted market, and you have very specific reasons for using Pinterest, and I'll go through some of that too. So let's start here. My slideshow is very short, and then we'll go right into using Pinterest. I assume you all have a Pinterest account. Okay, great. And I know I've seen Jen's things and Dale's things and stuff like that. And Gus? Mike. Okay. Yeah. No, he does a great job as always. Okay, so the way I remember how to say Pinterest, because that's the first question I get, is you pin what interests you. So that's how I just remember that. It's a virtual scrapbook, so you can basically build the personal side for your business. They have changed it now, so there are personal pages and business pages. You can convert your personal page into a business page, or you can have two separate pages. Why to use Pinterest for your business is it's very visual, very targeted market. So it's 80% women, ages 25 to 44. They're very active. They're not only on Pinterest all the time, they're on Facebook all the time as well. And you can link it exactly to where you want your clients or whoever to go. So if there's a specific product that you're selling or something you're showcasing, you can actually create a link that will take them directly to that product or service to then proceed from there. So it's really cool that way, and that's one of my favorite things about it. Let's see, and it's one of the fastest growing websites in social media, and Mike will cover more of the stats on that end better than I will. So. Okay, so you guys know all the login information here. We will go to Pinterest now. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So this is your Pinterest page, and we'll just kind of cover some of the how-tos and what Pinterest is kind of about here. Pinterest, for your search engine optimization, they are working and making their search options better and better every day. So you want to make sure that you optimize your profile description up here with your keywords, and also any pins that you put up and any boards that you create, make sure to include keywords as well. And your pins here, your boards, so you have your boards, and your boards consist of different pins. Your boards, you can create the different titles, and you can also include your keywords in those titles and put those titles within different categories for more searchable capabilities. Okay. So much like many of the other social media platforms, you have following and followers. And then you have all your different boards here, all the different pins, and anything you like. The likes are similar to Facebook, where it's just a little like, yeah, you get a gold star, or I like this. The pins is where you're basically creating that ripple effect, and it shares out to all your other followers as well. Okay, so to check a board, you just click on the board. Okay, so whenever you pin something, you have to place it under a board, and then you can go back to that board, and that's where you find your pin again. To edit a pin, just click the edit button. And this is where you want to enter your keywords and anything that if someone were to look for this picture, what would they look for? And that's where you put in your keywords. This here is where you can put your link to go back to whatever you want them to click on. One thing to be conscious of is when you are doing repins and things like that, and you're including your link, you want to give credit where credit's due. So what you can do is copy and paste that link back in the description, or put your information in the description, but you want to be sure to give them credit. When you repin something, it does say on the pin where that information originated from, so that's something to keep in mind. It's not completely lost, but it is something to keep in mind. And then you can categorize it to your board here. Does that make sense? I had a piece of paper here. Okay. Yes.
Do you want to go into a little more detail about when and how you might change to your own URL and the danger of spam? We can talk about that later.
Sure. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm sorry. My head's a little fuzzy today.
Okay. So like when you click on, there's always an underlying backlink on the photo. Just sometimes you could change it to your own link.
Right. So like this one, I haven't done that. Hold on. What is it doing?
So the one you just showed us was the original link.
Mm-hmm.
But if for some reason you wanted it to go to your blog or your Facebook page, how would you change that, and what would you do to make it okay?
Okay. So that's where you give credit where credit's due. So you put that link either in the description or say this picture from, and then you place your own link wherever you want it to go there. So if you want them to click on that picture and it goes to Facebook or your website or where your products and services are, that's where you place that link. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah. So I could copy, I could take it off of the link, put it up on the description so that there's still credit given, and then I could put my own link into that space.
Mm-hmm.
So that when they click on the picture, it's going to go to my website, and that's where the SEO comes in.
So you do.
But you can only do that if it makes sense, meaning that it's going to a page that's related to the subject matter, or if you're talking about something like that. Otherwise,
Right.
you can get accused of spam.
Yes. Sorry. So if you do, one thing that has been coming up with Pinterest is people are just repinning and putting their own links, and it's not going anywhere related to the picture. That's becoming a big frustration with people, so they're marking you as spam. So if that happens, that will hinder your ripple effect and the shareability of your work. So I would recommend doing a post and then sharing your picture or things like that. But definitely you want that picture to be found wherever they're landing. Does that make sense? Okay, great. Okay. Does it make sense to everybody else? Okay. Okay, so we'll do news feed, basically. So it's where you click on the little red Pinterest in the top. You guys are really quiet today. Oh, okay. So you have different categories here where you can search within those categories. You also have your search option here where you can search for, we'll say Christmas. So anything that has this keyword in it is going to come up here. See, Christmas, Christmas. And that's where optimizing your captions when you're adding a pin is very important, because that's how they are working with their search bars and search options. So you can check keywords for pins, boards. So these are boards that people have created where all the pins are relative to Christmas. And also pinners. So these are people. That's interesting. That word changed from yesterday. It was people yesterday. Today it's pinners.
Oh, yeah.
Funny. So see, changes all the time. Okay. So you can go back here, and this is basically your news feed. One thing that I know Dale has mentioned before, when posting pictures, and I'll show you how to do that, the longer the picture, the more pins it's likely to get. I think that's kind of an aesthetics thing, because it's a longer picture, it stands out more, but that's just something to kind of keep in mind. So you'll see like a lot of different collages that are really, really long and things like that. Let's see here. Yes, sir.
Do they sort of set the picture size, or can you control that?
You can control that. I haven't really run into any kind of problems as far as uploading goes. When it comes to which pictures to put up, you want something that's going to be appealing and looks really nice. If it looks like you took a picture with your camera phone and it's very blurry, most likely it's not going to get repinned or anything like that. Keep in mind the target market that's on Pinterest, it's women, and we want things that look pretty. So, and we're more inclined to interact with things that are a little more appealing to us as well. Yes, Pam?
I think the last time we heard that there was some issue with copywriting and all that stuff. Is they loosened that on all that?
Well, basically anything you put on Pinterest can be used for anything. And when you remove your account, if it's still circulating within Pinterest, it will stay within Pinterest. As far as copywriting images, like some photographers will put watermarks or things like that, those are obviously copyrighted images. So if you're going to repurpose that picture, make sure you give credit that this is somebody else's, don't claim it as your own. But the terms and services state that anything you put in Pinterest becomes part of the public Pinterest world. So, yes.
And you mentioned mostly women are in Pinterest, but over the last few weeks, I've had a lot of men, connecting with me on Pinterest.
Yeah.
I was really surprised.
It's growing. I mean, the channel itself is incredible.
Like where the girls are.
Yeah, that too. The boys are go where the girls are. Yes.
So Kathy
You
has
have the middle mind.
Are you on there?
Not for that.
Kathy has a question.
Okay.
Does it matter if it is your own pin or a repin?
As far as
Matter, for SEO.
for SEO, I think yes, because the originator gets the edge rank. And then as far as searching goes, as long as you change the caption so that your keywords come up as well, that'll help you too. If that, hopefully that helps her. Hopefully that helps your question, Kathy. Okay. All right. So have you guys heard of the secret boards yet and group boards? So you can create a board that only you can see. So that's pretty cool. I'll show you some of that. Let's go. It's a secret. So I have a funny sense of humor, and maybe something I find funny, someone else might not find funny. So because I use Pinterest for personal and business, I have a secret board where if I think something's funny, I can kind of put it off to the side and only I can see it. So to create that kind of board, you just go to your ad, create a board. This is where you can name it, put it in a category. This helps with searchability as well. So if you're searching in a certain category, your pins from that board will come up in that category. And then you can turn your secret on. So then to create a group board, you can add different names on there, and then the only people who can see that board are you and whoever you've allowed to see that board. So yesterday, I created a board for Smart Group. And I put Dale on here. Dun, dun, dun. And create a board. Now Dale is the only one, besides myself, who can see that board. And I already have this board, so it's yelling at me for that. So that's the secret boards, and you can do group boards with public boards too. So we actually did a kitchen contest with a company of mine where people were encouraged to upload their Halloween kitchen pictures, and I could pin and another person could pin. So if anybody sent us the pictures from their kitchen, we could put them up there together. Or if we were searching through Pinterest, he could repin something or I could repin something for that purpose.
Did you have a prize?
No, because we only had like one person participate. So that's okay. It was a trial and error thing, but we promoted it with Facebook and Pinterest, so it was fun. Okay. Backlinks, SEO categories. There was something else I just had in my mind. Any other questions or anything so far? Yes.
I've noticed, actually, recently, I went to my boards and someone else had added a board to my page. It was like I was tagged, like on Facebook.
Interesting.
Because I could remove it, but she had included me.
On a board?
On a board. So her board was showing up with my board. So it wasn't.
Was that, so I wonder if that was like the group boards?
No, I don't. She didn't invite me.
It just showed up?
Yeah, and it was someone else, and it showed her, and but it was much like it was tagged on the board.
Interesting.
Pin tag now.
Yes, you can tag
That was
pins.
news to me yesterday, how this was.
Yeah, so I
Mhm.
just hadn't seen that. A while back, I think someone had hacked my Pinterest, and
Okay.
they added like these weird sales boards.
Interesting.
Which I had told Pinterest that someone had spammed me and done that.
Interesting.
But this was different. This was someone, her name showed up, and it said me and like 65 other people she had included. But it didn't say that it was an invite, and I wasn't asked if I wanted to join.
Did you get a little notification on the side here?
No.
That I don't know
It was,
about.
like, within the past week.
That's weird because I know there are a couple boards where I've been invited to be group member on, and they just showed up on my board, but then I had like a notification here that I had been invited to join that board. So that I actually did not know about, tagging on boards. I'll look into that and see what we find out. But yes, you can tag in a picture now. So like eggnog cookies, this looks awesome. So we're gonna add a comment.
Are any of those your images? Or are they ones you found and you just thought they were cool and?
This is kind of like your Facebook news feed. So anything who I've followed or has followed me and their interactions, that comes up here in my news feed. When I pin something, it will also show in my news feed here. But mostly whenever you pin something, the best way to go back and find it is to go back to your boards. Because your news feed here will move much like Twitter, where it's kind of quickly and it changes all the time. So that's why, using the search option and the boards, or you could be like me and just check it, every hour of every day, because it's just so much fun. So it does move pretty quickly. Like if we were to refresh this, it all changes. So these are all pins that I follow this lady named Tablescapes, or her board Tablescapes, Joanne Harper. So these are all things that she's interacted with recently. Did you have a question, Steve?
No.
Oh, scratch. Okay. And then on the side here, it says I have a new pin. So that's my notification that my news feed is moving all the time. And let's see. Oh, I was going to show you tagging. Watch. So you repin. And you change the category that you'd like it under. So we'll put it under recipes. Eggnog cookies. That looks awesome. So you also have the option of linking it to your Facebook page or your Twitter page if you have your accounts synced. Facebook, it links to your profile page, not your profile, not your business page. Whereas Twitter, if you have a business Twitter account, you can have it linked to that. I have mine linked to my Facebook account, but I have my notifications turned off, so not everybody can see all my interactions with Facebook and Pinterest because I'm on it so much. So that's something to keep in mind, is whenever you put something on, you repin something or like something on Pinterest, it'll go out to your Facebook or Twitter if you choose. So if I had my account synced with my Twitter, it would show up there, and then you could post it to your Twitter as well. Yep.
Let's say you really like that and you want to be able to find it 6 months from now. Is there a way to do that?
That's what I'm doing. So we're going to categorize it under the recipes board, and then just pin it. And then it gives you, that picture originated from this person and their board. So you can follow that board if you think they're going to have a lot more other cool cookie recipes that you may want to follow. So to go back and find that pin, Pam, you're going to want to go back to your boards. And I put it under recipes. And it's right there. So
I'm kind of following along with
that's fine.
Okay, got it.
Got it? Okay. So the search option is broad. It's very general. It'll search all of Pinterest. It won't search by category. So, but if I wanted to find, I remember it was eggnog cookies. You can search eggnog cookies, and it would bring up everything related to eggnog cookies. So that's another thing to keep in mind too. And that might change, with all the growing that it's doing. If you'd like, so whenever you add a new pin, it's going to show up as your new board cover. So if there's a particular board or a particular pin that you want to stay on your board cover, you can set that cover, kind of like your Facebook cover page. So maybe like for craft ideas, I really like this picture. So we're going to set board cover. You can move it around that way and then set cover. So now, go back to my boards. Now it will always be that picture. So for promotional ideas and things like that, you can upload a picture and save that as your board cover. We'll go through adding pins. So this is how you would upload your pictures and then set them to different boards and things like that. So you can upload a URL, or you can upload a file off your computer. Do you have anything on here?
Sure. Just go to pictures. Go up like a scene or something like that.
Want to do a sample picture?
Sure.
Oh, I love tulips. So we'll add some tulips. Okay, so the picture comes up. And you choose a category that you want to put it under. We'll say, there. Okay. Ta-da! Put your little keywords in there. And then you're going to pin it. Okay. So then to add that back link in there, you go to your edit, and you can update your description, and then you can add a link here. So after you upload your product or service, you go back and you edit it to add your link to that product and service so that they can then purchase it or whatever you want them to do from there. How are we doing on time, Mike? Your turn. Any other questions, Dale?
Well, I was just going to say that Kathy made a comment that it's probably good practice to always check the backlink on any pen that you repin.
Yes.
And so we're just discussing that.
True. Yeah. You wouldn't want it going to an inappropriate link
Mm-hmm.
for something that you're pushing.
So it's one more step.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
It
if
is.
there been a backlink on yours when you repin it, it would have shown there when you edited it.
Correct.
So that's how, but there wasn't one.
Yeah. And when you are repinning, I normally will click the picture before I repin it to make sure it goes where it's supposed to go. Pinterest will notify you if that pin has been marked already as spam and inappropriate, more times than actually taking you to the link. So you know ahead of time that that's spam, so you don't want to participate with that one.
Have you put on a pen that had been declared spam and was still
Mhm.
up there? And what did you see when it popped?
It
Was there
just,
something that popped up and told you that?
I just had a notification that says this has been marked as spam by other users, and then it went back to the picture.
But it kept the pen up there. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
the picture will stay up there. So it didn't repin it. So that's something to remember. Let's go over my notes here. So I think that's pretty much what I have. So Pinterest is good for visual retail products and include your backlinks. Always, always, always. And I know I'm bad at that too. And your keywords, like everything else. Yes, Pam.
I haven't really used it. I have a Pinterest link, but I haven't really used it.
Okay.
It seems like it's a way for you to file things the way that you like
Mm-hmm.
first, and then second, then work it, from the
Business perspective. Yep.
what angle play.
Yeah. And yours would be fantastic for any kind of orders that you put together, custom orders for somebody. Take a picture of it and, this is something that you can do. And you can even tag those people too. But then, you're building a visual portfolio for yourself and things that you're capable of doing. And then you can share that information on Facebook and Twitter and things like that too. So it's all shareable. Yes.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a really good place to put photos that you want people to go back to your blog, because a lot of the pins, especially someone who's got a food blog
Mm-hmm.
or a specific type blog, it takes you back to their blog, and then you hope that they're going to subscribe to it. So
Right.
I thought that was another really good way to use it.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of recipes and how-tos. It's big. Yes.
One way that I used it is I set up a pin board for views around Tucson, Arizona, and I actually had all pictures of views from my house as my house is listed, and pictures of the house, and I put the backlink as the Long Realty spot where my house is listed. So that so even if they saw a view of the mountains or the sunset, if they clicked on the picture, they're going to go to Long Realty and get this information about this house for sale.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different things you can do
Yeah.
in Pinterest.
And just look at pretty pictures and have a little fun too.
I need to work on mine some
Okay,
more.
I noticed you have like a banner at the top of your picture. How do you do that?
This one?
Yeah.
That should be part of your setup. Otherwise,
Business, that's your personal page.
that is Dale's personal
It's my
page.
personal. I started changing. I'm going to change it to business.
Mhm.
Because one of the rules I read about this the other day was that if you're using your Pinterest for business, it needs to be a business address.
Mhm.
Whether they're going to monitor that and increase it, who knows?
Right. Because they don't want the personal pages to be used for selling, much like Facebook. But yeah, Dale or Pam, to convert your personal to business, it is in your. Is it the about?
I have a banner like this.
You should have a picture. Yeah.
Did you upload a picture?
Let's see if we can find you.
There she is.
Dun, dun, dun. So you just need to edit your description,
You need to fill out your profile.
and you know, you have a lot of followers for some
I
reason.
know, I get people saying, follow me all the time, and I'm like, okay, I don't know why they follow me.
So the boards that you have set up, those are the standard ones that Pinterest kind of gives you when you sign up. So that's when you can go in and edit those pick boards, and
If she's not going to use one of them,
you can delete it.
she can delete it.
Mhm.
That's new since I set mine up.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's Mike's turn.